touch her boob.
But anyways, going on.
Yeah.
A camera woman like that there, unless she's laughing at something else.
Oh, probably something. Yeah, they're talking about the American Idol on the headsets right now. Yeah.
Or the latest House.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, terrific show.
You watch that show?
No.
Yeah.
Can't stand it.
Yeah. You don't like the doctor, how he's like depressed and
well, it's become a
misanthropic,
one-trick pony. I mean, where else can you develop that character or that show? I don't really watch TV, actually. I don't have, I'm not on a regular primetime viewing television schedule with my lifestyle. I watch a lot of documentaries about the planets.
Yeah. So you're big into astronomy?
Well, when I was a kid, I wanted to be an astronaut.
Yeah.
I actually, when the Challenger blew up in '86, me and my neighbor, we wrote NASA. We wrote them a letter, like expressing. I was in 4th grade.
Yeah.
I remember it was like my generation's JFK. Like everyone knew where they were. I was in 4th grade at St. Joseph's High School in Wakefield, and the principal, Sister Catherine, came in to make an announcement, and I was inspired to write NASA a letter, and I still have their response. They sent me sort of a templated thank you for your condolences, and a whole bunch of patches and pictures of the flight crew.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that I still have.
What was in that letter that you wrote?
You know what? I think they sent it back with all the other stuff they sent me, but I don't have it. It was probably like, you know, I'm sorry you guys blew up. You know, whatever I came up with as a 4th grade.
And just like the sympathies with
I felt it, man. You know, like my dad had a friend whose wife worked for NASA, and she would send me the trade magazine.
Yep.
You imagine an 8-year-old kid reading the NASA trade magazine? I had no idea what I was reading.
Oh, yeah.
I was just fascinated with space. I even had a NASA Cabbage Patch Kid. And then in my teen years, I discovered LSD and realized I could just do that and be able to not really have to go to the moon physically. Yeah.
So you feel like you're there.
Yeah, right. It's all a state of mind. Plus, I was no good at math. I guess with astronomy, you have to be good with math, and so I gave up on that.
Yeah, you need to know like 19H.53 times blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, like, I don't know, quarks and quasars and light years and whatever. It's just too much for me.
What would you say is the most interesting planet? And remember, Pluto's not a confirmed planet.
Didn't they bring it back?
I don't think so.
It used to be Planet X, and then they named it Pluto, and then they took it out. And screws up that mnemonic device I knew as a kid.
They said it was like too small to be a planet.
Saturn's pretty cool, man. You know, Saturn's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Has cool moons. Jupiter, obviously.
Has 60-something, 65 confirmed moons, I think.
No shit. Oops.
That's all right. This is late night.
Oh.
Anyways, enough astronomy. Let's go back to comedy. So, how often do you perform? What else besides comedy do you do? And does that allow you to go out like more often? And
yeah, my situation, I'm very, very, very fortunate. I do anywhere from 3 to 4 nights a week, whether that's a gig I'm like booked at or an open mic I drop into. I do have a full-time job. My goal is to someday make enough money telling jokes that I don't have to work my full-time job, which I think is a pretty reasonable request.
Where's your full-time job?
I work as an audiovisual consultant at a hotel in Boston, and all the incoming clients, I help them with what they want for their meeting and conference needs. So I kind of take the mystique out of all this gear that you have around here, all the lighting and cameras, and make it so they know how to use it for their benefit to get their message across and whatnot.
Oh wow, very good.
Yeah.
And you have your kids, so
I do. Benjamin is 8. He's when I grow up, I want to be just like him. The kid's the balls. Yeah. He's just an amazing being, his empathy and character beyond his years, wisdom beyond his years, and he's just unbelievable.
So you have an 8-year-old son, Benjamin.
Yeah.
You have a full-time job at the hotel.
Yeah.
How do you juggle everything together and be able to go out 4 times a week to do comedy?
Well, there's really no juggling. Comedy happens at night.
Yep.
I don't require too much sleep, and I have sleep meds if I need them. So, you know, I have Ben every weekend. His mom is one of my best friends, and you know, we're very, very supportive of each other. So lately she's been a lot more supportive of me because I get some weekend stuff coming up. But it's really not a, you know what, when life becomes a juggle, you got too much going on. You need to change some stuff. This is a perfect balance for me right now. It doesn't feel like I'm juggling anything.
Oh wow, that's good.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'd be home between the hours of 7 and 11, watching terrible primetime television and hating myself.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I don't have to do that.
And some of the comedians out there that you haven't performed with yet, that you've heard about through mouth, who would you like to perform with someday?
Louis C.K. He's my hero.
Yeah.
And I've had to actually stop watching him because he's just too damn funny. And I don't want to accidentally inherit his style. But he is also, you know, a single dad. So we have a lot of the stuff he draws upon I completely relate to. And,
oh wow, that's good.
I mean, I don't know the guy.
Yeah.
Could be an ass. I have no idea.
You never know.
I never know. Or he might think I'm an ass. But I think I've had to stop watching him because I feel we kind of have a similar style. You know, and anyone else, it's just an honor to work with anybody. But he's definitely one that stands out as someone that
you would like to work with.
I would probably be like, oh my God.
What would the first thing you say to Louis C.K. if you got the chance?
Thanks.
Thanks.
For nothing. No, I'd say thank you. He's definitely an inspiration for me. Yeah.
And now I have another segment called Bad Parking Jobs. And for those people who don't know that, it's bad parking jobs. I go around and take pictures of random people that park bad, poorly.
Okay.
And
what makes you the judge of good parking?
Well, if you want to take a look at this picture, you can see why I chose that. Okay. This is a car that's parked on a snowbank in Worcester outside the Lucky Dog on Green Street. And it's a bad parking job. You can fill in the rest. What do
I
you
think it's a great parking job.
You think it's a good parking job?
Yeah, I mean, it's a 4x4. It has traction. It has the ability to take that kind of brunt on one side of the car. It's got suspension built for that. So I actually think that's a good parking job. It's
a good parking job.
Yeah. That person, the driver of that vehicle, parked where most other people couldn't.
Yeah.
You can obviously see he's alone in that vicinity. He sort of conquered that area and, you know, put his flag in it.
Made it his.
Yeah, made it his. So I'd have to disagree. I think that's a good parking job.
All right. So it's a good parking job.
That's a terrific parking job.
On the subject of bad parking jobs, what is the worst parking job you've seen?
That would be the time I parked on my parents' front lawn and didn't realize it until they told me the next morning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you can fill in the blanks.
Yeah, you can fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a late night and you came home. What was that reaction in the morning?
Oh, Steven, you've done it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
You've done it again.
Why I gotta, you know.
The Halligan family. They're all funny, so that's good.
They're funny, but they certainly will let you know when you're not doing right.
Now, who's the funniest in your family other than you?
Oh, my dad. Yeah. By far. But he doesn't even mean to be.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't even, it's just natural.
What will he say? Like, that's funny that he doesn't mean to.
You familiar with Coco Keys?
Yeah.
It's a place at a hotel in the North Shore, and it's a giant indoor water park.
Yep.
So me and my brother and my sister and my parents and all their respective others took all of our children to this one place, and we were seated in a cabana, which I guess is it's a specialized area. Otherwise, you just have lounge chairs. And I was talking to my sister about how lately I've had a really itchy rear end. And I was like, you know, I wake up in the middle of the night just digging away. Like, you know, I wake up out of a dead sleep, scratching.
Yeah.
And she called over to my dad. Now, this place is very loud, and said, hey, Dad, you had hemorrhoids, right? And my father goes, hemorrhoids? Hemorrhoids? And he yelled it the second time because he realized that it was a fun word to yell in a room, in a big giant area full of screaming children and pissed off parents.
Yeah.
So he yelled it again, which I think is brilliant. You know, it's one thing to say it once and it's funny, but to say it the second time is absurd.
Too,
and I appreciated that. Yeah, I appreciated that. He's a funny guy.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So we have a few minutes left. You have a website which is stevehalloran.com.
Halligan.
Halligan.com.
Yeah,
with a G and 2 L's.
Correct. Yeah.
And tell me a little bit about that website. You said it's pretty,
terrible.
Like, there's a bunch of stuff on there. It's terrible.
It's a terrible, terrible website. It has no potential.
No potential.
It's just awful.
So what are you going to do to make it not terrible?
Nothing.
Yeah.
I actually bought the domain name because there's a Dr. Steve Halligan.
Oh yeah.
Who is some sort of gastrointestinal genius. So I thought, you know, I'd buy it, and if he got famous, he'd have to buy it back from me. And then it just so worked out that now, I mean, Facebook is the easiest way. Because you know, this is an archaic. I basically should learn how to write code in order to put the pictures and make them show up not as broken links. It's just an awful platform. But I have some friends that say that they're willing to
update it and
put some elbow grease in there and make it look presentable.
And what do you have on there right now?
Really, just my show dates.
Yeah.
Which I sometimes forget to update. So I'm sure right now there's like 3 or 4 past shows that are on there, and I was thinking of getting like a ticker, you know, those old school tickers, so you can just see like how many tens of people have gone there, and they're probably all me. But I have some stuff on YouTube and on Facebook. I'm always posting.
What's your YouTube page?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So Steve
if you just
Halligan.
type me in, there's a couple things that come up.
Okay.
I do some animated stuff. Have you ever heard of extranormal.com? You can get you know, these preloaded scenes, animated scenes, and just write text and direct the characters to say and act how they should. I have some fun with that too.
Oh wow, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, we have like just about a minute left, but real quick, just to let people know where you're going to be in the next week, the next 2 weeks. Where are you going to be?
Tomorrow night I will be Friday night the 4th.
The 4th.
I'll be at Great Scott in Alston. Saturday night I'll be at Baggio's Grill. It's a Dick Doherty place in Worcester.
Yep.
Sunday I'll be at the Vault at Remington's. It's another Dick Doherty place. Let's see. The 12th of March I'm going to be at the VFW in Melrose doing a recovery fundraiser. And the 19th I'll be up in Exeter, New Hampshire.
Oh wow, perfect.
So a lot of stuff coming up, and I'll probably fill in some weeknight spots during the time too, between now and then. And I need a babysitter for March 12th if you know anyone.
So if anyone out there wants to babysit Benjamin, he's an 8-year-old son of Steve Halligan, not Halloran.
Correct, and he can get his own food, which is nice.
Yep. And
he can wipe his own bottom in the bathroom, so it's really minimal. You just kind of hang out and play Scrabble or Trouble or Sorry.
And he's not a Life fan too. So
we don't endorse the game of life in the
play the
Halligan
game of
household.
life.
He doesn't even know it exists.
That's good.
Yeah, and keep it that way.
Shoots and ladders all the way.
Shoots and ladders.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'd like to thank you very much,
Thank
Steve
you.
Halligan.
It was great to meet you. Thanks for having me
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
on. All right.
All right, everybody, go to stevehalligan.com for more information, and have a good night. Have a good night.
Shawn Hansen's Comedy Corner is the best show that I know.